So, hello everybody. This is Daniel from SimProlouge, and in today's video we're gonna do a little kind of track guide for Sebring. Car is gonna be the BMW 320 GTO with the IMSA GTO engine. So basically, this all in preparation and for help for some people maybe for a race tomorrow at racedepartment.com where I'm gonna take part in. Yeah, the car itself, it's a proper Group 5 car from the beginning of that era, so a stock saloon car added with an extreme amount of aerodynamic equipment like wings and spoilers and stuff like this. The Group 5 era, basically one of the most extreme eras in history of motorsport and touring car racing, in my opinion. So this car, as I said, from the beginning of that era, so still based on a road chassis. Later on in the Group 5, they basically built up silhouette cars, so nothing there, not a lot more in common with their pendants, however you call that, from the road cars. But this car is still based on a stock chassis. Highly modified, of course. A rather small engine, actually. I think it's a 1.4 or 1.6 liter displacement. Four-cylinder. Added to it is a big turbo. Um, the only thing about this mod here for RFactor2 is that there's literally not an extreme turbo lag to feel, which is normally common in those cars with big turbos. So normally up to 3000 revs or something, there's literally not a lot of things happen, and but then you get like full boost. But yeah, let's go through the setup because the session is just running 10 minutes now, so I'm on the official server. General setups over here, nothing changed. In general, I only lowered this one over here, the final ratio, with one click. Suspension, nothing changed there either. Chassis, also nothing changed. Over here, I lowered the tire pressures a bit to get the tires warmer. Oh, I haven't got the setup loaded there. You. Um, so back to chassis, no, nothing, yeah, advanced. I lowered the tire pressures a bit, put off the soft tires. I changed the camber with one click, so more camber on the front and the rear in the same amount, and the brake balances a bit more to the forward. So now let's jump into the car. I'm driving in VR, as you see. I'm using an H shifter. So let's just do the outlap. On the first lap with cold tires in that car, you have to be very careful because it's got a low amount of power. Basically, I drive most corners in third gear. There's only one corner combination where I shift down to second, and it's the next one after that, kind of short, banded straight thing. So that's the only corner I do in second gear. Brake point is here. Gently braking into second then. On the side of the track you can see those little cones. They basically represent the apex of the corner. So it's kind of a good orientation for your first laps on this track. And yeah, so I always try to clip them. And then you are sure that you get a good exit, for example, where you get the corner right. So next lap I'm gonna tell you about the braking points when we are back on the main straight, now the back straight over here. And yeah, now we're gonna do a lap where I can talk a bit about my brake markers, or braking in general. So first corner, one of the most difficult in my opinion on this track. You have to apply brakes very gently over here, very gently. Hold the car inside as much as possible and then gently throttle out of it. Brake marker here, into third, gently braking into the corner. Over here also gently braking, we want to prevent the front wheels from locking. Now out on this full throttle on this straight over here. Braking point is this. Now back into second, and while I brake for that corner I release the brake from fully applied to I release it more and more as I get toward the exit. Braking point here, into third, try to be as inside as possible. Short shift into fourth. Over here, braking point there, very gently, into third. Releasing also brake gently until the apex. This corner very special. It's like two corners, but you drive them as one. Try to be as much as outside as possible. Braking point into third, very gently. Hard braking, releasing gently. Back on the back straight. Next corner is also very difficult in my opinion. I really brake that very gently for very long. So over here is my brake marker. Very gently in the brake still, trying to keep it as much as inside as possible, and then gently applying throttle out of that corner. So next I'm going to tell about throttle application in percent. So not a lot of throttle there, got that one wrong. Full throttle, release, gently throttle, gently release, gently 25% full throttle. After this next very tight bend, you have to be very gentle on the throttle, especially when shifting from second into third, so very gentle here. Now full throttle, very gentle full throttle, into fourth, accelerating all the way up. Brake point, into third. Now very gentle on the throttle, short shift into fourth. Gentle still on the throttle because the car is so powerful. Brake, and gently onto the throttle. Inside as possible. Car unsettled there a bit. Okay. That was fucked up. And now a lap without much talking. I hope that helped already a bit. basically I'm very gentle in my brake application in this car especially. So here, for example, I brake very gently but very long to keep weight on the front axle, but you know, preventing them still from locking front wheels. Next corner also very gentle on the brakes, not full brake power or brake pressure. So very long brake, and now gently on the throttle on the way out. Over here it's a hard braking point. Into third. Trying to get this apex right there. Very gentle here. Again to keep weight on the front axle to make the car turn. Next corner is again hard braking and then releasing towards the exit. So brake, release, release. No braking now, just rolling. Throttle application. Be careful here because the car is gonna step out or can step out from third into fourth. Also here brake hard, releasing towards the corner, towards the apex. Short shift. Brake hard, releasing off the brakes on the throttle. Gently. And over here, as when the car is pointing straight, now brake relatively hard, releasing gently towards the apex, braking hard, releasing, just rolling, applying throttle gently, and off we go to the back straight. And now we're gonna go back to the pits because I think the server is gonna end in a couple of minutes. Yeah, I hate this final corner, to be honest. It's very difficult to get right, and I'm sure I'm not perfect on it. So yeah, there's the checkered flag, so session is over. Yeah, what to say about this? In this car, in my opinion, you have to be very, very gentle on the throttle, and yeah, so outside of the corner, it's never on no point. It's like from the apex, like 100% throttle, and then out of it, because then you'll have oversteer quite severely. So it's like, you know, starting with around 25% of throttle, and then, you know, applying more and more and more towards the exit. And when the car is straight pointing, you can apply full throttle. If you start, you know, when you have some practice, you can play around and start making the car oversteer towards exit quite a little gently to make it rotate a bit more. But for now, I think you should leave it in the most easiest way. So applying throttle gently. When I brake on corners where I can like apply full brake force or full brake pressure in the beginning, I do that. But while I'm shifting down, I'm slightly releasing or gently releasing the brake, because if you hold that brake pressure towards the apex, there will come the point, you know, downforce gets less, so grip basically gets less. So your wheels on the front start locking. You want to prevent that, so you want to have those wheels not locking, because if they lock, you can't steer anymore, and you like go just straight ahead and not into the corner. So releasing from full pressure, releasing the brakes gently till the apex where you should normally not brake anymore. Maybe just do some slight modulations to get weight back on the front axle. If you feel that the car is far or getting too much to the outside, you can gently tap the brake there. But normally you should like full pressure, release it towards the apex, and then apply throttle very, very gently in the beginning. Yeah, that's about it. Maybe we can do some other laps, because I want to tell you something about where I have my focus on when I'm driving. So where are my eyes going? When I started sim racing a couple of years ago, I was basically focusing right in front of my car, so right over the bonnet. I never looked into a corner or something. But this is this is very crucial, and it's something that makes you, in my opinion, faster and smoother quite easily. So when I approach a corner, I'm obviously while braking focusing on the apex, but even before I clip that apex, I'm already having my eyes on the next apex over there, now shown already on the next apex and stuff. So you're basically looking a bit ahead of where you are right now in that particular moment. So now I'm focusing on first apex. Get that corner completely wrong. Okay, let's do that again on the next corner combination. So now focus apex, already focusing next brake marker, focusing apex, focusing next apex, braking point, apex, corner exit, focusing the beginning of the corner there, already apex, braking marker, apex, next apex, braking marker, apex, corner exit. So you see I'm already like one corner ahead basically. Right now I start focusing on my first brake marker, which is the second white line crossing there. Focusing the wall on the inside to keep it as tight as possible. Now focusing on the bridge. Next corner focusing on the braking point, which is a little red plate there. Focusing on the wall, on the exit. Now focusing on my brake marker, focusing apex as early as I can do, apex, next apex already. And now looking towards the exit. So you never focus right in front of your car, you shouldn't do that, because then you get the corners completely wrong. So focusing apex, so miss the braking point a bit. Apex, next apex already, next apex. Really force yourself to watch them. Braking marker, apex, shifting down, apex, next apex, already next apex. Apex, braking marker, apex, exit. It's quite easy on that track because all the apexes and exits are marked with cones. Long corner braking point, looking into next corner, next apex, braking marker, apex, exit. So that's where my eyes are actually one corner ahead or one apex ahead always, as early as possible. It's funny though because it's actually that you drive towards the direction that your eyes are looking. It's the same if you go on a countryside road with trees on the sides. If there's a problem, you should never focus on the tree because then you're gonna hit it. You have to focus between the trees, and then you're not gonna hit a tree in most cases. Hope nobody will do this or have this experience. But it's the same on a racetrack. You always, drive towards the point where you're looking at. So that helps quite a lot, because when I'm getting close to the apex, I'll already focus on the exit. So all the line I get much better when I am already focusing on the next point, and you feel that by yourself if you try this and force yourself to look at these points and that ahead basically. You'll feel that you have a much more smoother line that you'll drive. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope it helped somehow, and yeah, hope to see you next time, and now looking forward to the race tomorrow. So have a nice day, guys. Bye bye.